Wow, this looks a bit posh. Let's see what we have in store today.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. I'm gonna take my horse.
Alright buddy, just a service. Alright, let's have a look and see what we have. It's a horse box. Of course it's a horse box. We need to do a service. Service in a horse box. Okay, it's a horse box, but underneath it's just a van basically, isn't it? How hard can it be? We'll see how hard it can be. Alright, let's get a bonnet open. Right. Let's have a look. Oh goody. I don't think that's what it was like when it came out of the factory. Do you? What else we got? It's a bit oily, but truth be told, it did have an oil leak when the missus bought it, which is now fixed. It was a one rocker cover gasket. That is the remnants of that issue. So while I'm servicing it, I'll give that a good clean. What do we have? Coolant, power assisted steering, hydraulic steering fluid, brakes, spider's webs, great, mouse nest, that's cabin filter. It's not here, it's going to be on the inside, isn't it? Right, let's get this bonnet up properly and we'll have a look at this, see what's going on with this. Oh, I always get a good ones to fix, don't I? Don't think that should do that, should it? Oh, crikey. Right, so immediately I reckon a vacuum leak. Oh, hang on. So that tape's basically doing nothing. Right. Tell you what, let's take this off. What a lovely day.
Hat down, cross town, living like a rock star. Spend a lot of money on my brand new guitar. Baby's got a habit, diamond rings and Fendi sports bras. Riding down Rodeo in my Maserati sports car. Got no stress, I've been through all that. I'm like a Marlboro man, so I kick on back. Wish I could roll on back to that old town.
Well, that's held down securely. Let's see what's going on with this airbox. Yeah, that's not doing shit, is it? Got an apprentice. What do you reckon? Do you reckon we can just stick that back on, or? Right, we need a new one of those. And through the power of editing. New one. Oh, what's unplugged down here? Where does that go? Oh, that's where it goes. What's that? Exhaust coming. That an EGR? That's an EGR valve, isn't it? Why is that unplugged? Could it be broken? Yes, I think it may be. Alright, something else to look at. Why leave it broken? Let's just replace it. Don't get this in the garage.
Oh, Arch, you've got
Hello.
ants in your pants. He says, yep, let's get going, Mum, let's get going.
Yeah, I thought that. Have you seen the state of that? Who serviced your horse box?
He says, you are from now on.
This one's slightly different, so it's got a MAF sensor attached to it, which I don't think the current one's got. Let's have a look. Yeah, it doesn't. Okay. So it's of a slightly different model, but I think it should still fit. Right, they're back where they're supposed to be, these rubber bungs. It's quite hard to do one-handed, but... It's actually going to be secured to the engine. Right, new one's in. And I'm going to have to figure out what to do about this EGR valve. I think what I'll do is, now that this is on and there's no vacuum leak, I'll take it for a run and see how it's running. If it's running well, I might try and reinstate that EGR valve. If it is kaput, I'm just going to shove another one on it. Right, we'll see if this has fixed it. We'll take it for a test drive. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to drive it because I haven't got the right license. So it's over to the missus to tell me if it made any difference, and we'll have a listen to see if the engine note has changed.
It actually pulls.
It's not got a vacuum leak anymore.
Oh my god, it's flying. Do you know what though? I didn't notice because it's been like it for so long. That was just normal, and it's not until you put a new one on it.
Yeah, fix it.
I can feel the difference. Like, oh, it's not meant to be quite as sluggish as it was then.
No.
I just assumed it was because it had a horse on and it's got a heavier load on the back. Maybe not.
So that's pretty good news. So we're just taking it on a 8-mile, 10-mile round trip. Just to get up to temperature, see how it's doing. But so far, so good.
Doesn't it sound good?
It does.
It's just pulling me. Put my foot down and I move.
Right, so honey, I vaguely remember it. It's been 6 years, but remind me about the EGR valve, why it was unplugged.
The EGR valve was unplugged because I used to keep it in a barn down the road, and you'd come out and you had to go up a little hill, and I mean a little hill, and we used to roll back down it. There was no power, and one time I was in a field at an event, and it was only a little bit muddy, but they said put your foot down and rev it, and I had nothing. There was no power. Once it was going, it was okay, but hills and things, I was absolutely dying, especially when I first started it up. It seemed to be better as it was running, but when I first started it up, I had nothing. So the mechanic I was using at the time said, just take it off, you don't really need it anyway. And so that's what happened, and then it's been fine ever since.
Yeah, it has been. Apart from the vacuum leak, it's been fine. Yeah, there's been no issues.
I didn't realise that he had broken that and taped it up.
I know, the mechanic who shall not be named.
Yeah, he broke it. He
But,
taped it.
Well, to be fair, he fixed the oil leak though, didn't he? The rocker cover gasket.
Did,
So
that was a massive job. That's what he did. And I think the tape worked for a while, but obviously it dries out, doesn't it?
well, yeah, it was basically sucking in all the air out of Northamptonshire when I looked at it. And that was you with a tape, or was it your dad?
No, it was on it. That's what they taped it to seal it again.
Bloody hell. So now it's fixed properly, that bit's working. So the next bit is to have a look at the EGR valve. It's sounding miles better.
Not gonna lie, it's quite handy having a boyfriend that is getting himself into cars and wants to have a go at doing your horse box. Damn sight cheaper, because us girls do get ripped off with the horse boxes. But the thing is, I've been around them quite a while, so I'm not silly. And I knew I was getting ripped off, so The fact that Kenny can come and help me is amazing. Please ignore my nose. My horse broke it last night.
So a new EGR valve's turned up. And a tan. Because I've been in Spain. Right, how am I going to get to this? Is it from the top or is it from the bottom? I think it's probably going to be from the top. This is going to be fun. Oh, that's an absolute mess.
Is that from the oil leak?
Yeah, I reckon. Right, how am I going to get these bolts out? Where is it? It's up here, isn't it?
Good job I bought you that mat.
Friday night, 28 degrees, why not? Alright. Yeah, the access isn't very good down here. I'll have to do it from the top, I reckon. Hello. For those people who don't know a lot about cars, you're in good company. Because I know a little bit about cars, but I don't know anything about diesel horse boxes. However, an EGR valve is an emissions gases recirculation valve. And what it does is it basically opens up and recirculates some of the NOx emissions gases back into the engine for it to be burnt off, obviously, so it doesn't release them all into the environment. With this one though, what it's supposed to do is it's supposed to open up slightly when you're at a steady pace or kind of at idle, and it just lets them burn through kind of the system. But then when you want power, the ECU closes the valve and you've got kind of power. With the valve open, you get lower torque, lower combustion, and that sounds like the symptoms that Ali was basically explaining yesterday. So yeah, I think we're going to try and whip this off when I find out the best access point. It isn't down here, unfortunately. And we'll see what's going on with this one.
So what are you doing now?
Just trying to undo the bolt.
So you're not playing.
Emphasis on trying. Right, it's the top one done.
I feel you need to put that thing on that says a few moments later.
Yeah, a few years later.
A few hours later.
Better not be a few hours later. There it is. It's a 10. That's the easiest one. That's the top one. Oh, fuck.
What was that?
Oh, that was me trying to bloody short out your car.
Please don't do that. I heard something.
Yeah, hang on a sec. Not gonna lie, that was quite awkward.
You got it off.
Yeah, I went down with this one, pulled it, got caught on some electrics. So, thankfully...
It is going to start, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I need it on Monday.
Yeah. Yeah, I managed to get it. Missed to turn the isolator off. So the final two at the top are done. And now I've got to get the one at the bottom and then figure out how to pry that out underneath those hoses. Alright, this access is pretty bad, so I need to get up here. Let's turn the flash on. I need to get up there. Up there. Let's see if I can zoom. There's the little bugger. I need to get to that. Navigating around these wires from way back here. I'm not going to be able to hold the camera and film me doing it at the same time, but you'll know if I get it off or not. So plan B, I'm try and use one of these because clearance, I can't get a socket up there. So I'll try this, see how I get on with this one. Seems to have done it. I fashioned a tool and I've gone in at a different angle and I've managed to crack the bolt. So here's my improvising. Extension from this side, top of the engine bay, and I've cracked it, and that's managed to undo the bolt. That was, I ain't gonna lie, that was quite difficult, and it took me probably about 20 minutes of faffing about and trying to figure out the best way of getting it. Thankfully though, this seems to have worked. You can see it in there. And I should hopefully be able to get the thing out and get the new one in. It's all unplugged. There we go. One disconnected EGR valve. Let's try and get the bloody thing out. Past these hoses. Yeah. I'm filming.
Oh look, we're both filming.
Yeah.
So this is what he has to do, guys, to show you what he's doing. One-handed.
Yeah.
What a man.
What a mess. Look at the absolute flipping state of your EGR valve.
Oh dear.
It's caked up in sludge.
You should not started this.
Eh?
You wish you hadn't started.
No. No, it's just problem solving, trying to get the thing out. I'm pretty sure you have to take all of the stuff off over the top and everything to try and get it, but I managed to get it out. What EGR valve? Old. Completely sludged up. So yeah, I reckon that has been sticking in the open position, I reckon. But we'll get a new one on. That was an absolute faff to get off. Yeah, that's what I basically made in the end to get that bottom one. But yeah, it was a faff. Let's have a look in here. Sludgy. I've just sprayed it with loads of carb cleaner. So we're still on Operation Find EGR Bottom Bolt, because Kenny dropped it with his fat fingers, and so far I can see nada. Let's have one last look. I found it. It was up there in between those hoses.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Yes, right, now we can get a new one on. Alright, so it's kind of, that's a new one. It's kind of lined up, it's just a bit fiddly. I need to try and move some of these hoses and just wiggle it. Just a little bit. Yeah, just try and wiggle it into position, but as you can see, it's yeah, it's quite crammed. But we'll get there. We don't give up. Do not give up on a very British fleet. I certainly don't give up. I just need to move it across a little bit to the right. But first, after finding that bolt and searching for ages, I'm going to have a quick sig.
Look at the state of you. Those hands do not look like they belong to you.
I found the bolt.
Have you been working in the mines?
I did find it. I keep eyeing up that tractor. Does that work?
It does, yeah. Takes all the muck away.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Has it been serviced recently?
We're in the army now. Oh, we're in the army.
Has it been serviced recently?
I don't know. Lisa left eye Lopez. Oh, got my fat finger in the way then.
Have I?
Yeah, no.
No. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Actually, I keep eyeing up.
Or bolts.
I keep all bolts, yeah. Fucking that was quick. I need to have a look at this.
Oh, off he goes. Just wants to make me get up.
Exercise. Wow, it's a bit of machinery.
It's an old bit of machinery.
Do you reckon I could service a tractor?
I'd like you to finish my horse box first.
Yeah. Delphi 796 fuel filter. Red diesel filter.
Yeah, good old red diesel.
Yeah, that's a bit above me at the minute. Maybe soon we'll have an episode Terry the tractor. Terry the Massey Ferguson 590 from the
Dark Ages.
bloody 60s. It looks like. Doesn't it remind you of Meter from
It does.
Cars?
Yeah.
I don't care who you are, that's funny right there.
Bloody hell. Anyway, I better get back to this. Back to regularly scheduled programming after that break and cigarette. Yeah, I've managed to wiggle it. And I've managed to get the thing in. Alright, so that way. Before I put it back in place though, I was gonna line up this gasket. I ain't gonna lie, that was that was quite hard. I do wonder if in the garage they take probably drop the coolant, take the coolant hoses out the way, maybe. You obviously can't move that exhaust pipe, but all the coolant hoses kind of under here, and there's like 12 litres of coolant in there. So, which is a job I've got to do anyway. So maybe I should have done that, but we live and learn, don't we? Anyway, just the job now is just to get it lined up and screwed in, because I've got burgers and beers waiting for me because it's Friday night. Yeah, so that extension arm's come in quite handy. I wish I'd have done that to begin with, to be honest. So if you are attempting one of these, there's your access point this side. It gives you a bit more room to just get in there and tighten the bolt back up. And I'm hoping when we turn it on, all is going to be well. If not, I'm going to have a pissed off missus to deal with on a Friday night. So wish me luck, boys. I will not be defeated. So what I've done is basically sellotape that on there so I don't lose it again, because I've just bloody lost it when I tried to put it in with my hands. So what I'm going to have to do is come up, I have to go through there at the back blind, find somewhere to hang it, and then guide it in with my fingers from the bottom. So yeah, I'll come back to you once I've got it there. Right, it's in. Well, it's in position, it's not in. Right. I think you'll just be able to see it. There. So it's up there, I just need to try and find a way of guiding it into the hole from this side without dropping it. And what I'll do is, I'll see, I'm going to pop it up here and just see if you can capture anything. I'm not sure what you're going to be able to see. You might see something. That's up there you need to see, isn't it? Up there. That bit. Yeah, sorry folks, I don't think you're going to be able to see it, but I'll leave it here. Look at this bit. Can I get up there? almost. Yes. I've done it. Right. Where am I going? This way. I did it. Is it turning? Yes, it's getting tighter. Fucking hell, I can't believe I did that. Oh, you legend. My little tapey thing worked. Alright, let's see if I can rest that there. And we'll go back up from the top. Oh, look at that. Beauty. Now I can go from this side. And I can twist it, I reckon. Yes, I can. Right, I'm gonna have to put you down though. Only bloody did it. So I'll get it plugged in and put the air box back on. I am gonna leave it until tomorrow morning because I sprayed a fair bit of carb cleaner down there. And unfortunately, due to bad positioning, starter motors directly underneath, I think, and equally some pretty heavy voltage lines going from the flipping battery. So yeah, to clean off all the sludge and everything that dripped out onto that, and then yeah, I sprayed some brake cleaner on that just to clear it out, and I sprayed some carb cleaner just in the pipe just to clear all the sludge out. So I think best probably leave it overnight and let all that dry out, and then come back fresh-faced, bushy-tailed in the morning. This hasn't been plugged in for 6 years. It's going back on. One reinstated, brand new EGR valve. All done up, all in. I've moved the electrical wires over a little bit down the bottom. Can you see those heavy duty big cables into the bloody, I'm guessing the starter motor. Okay, now I hope I have not done anything to that. We'll find out tomorrow. But yeah, so I've got the air intake back in, airbox reinstated. Ignore this because this doesn't actually use a MAF. It is a map on this. So yeah, just get this done up and I'm done for tonight. Before we head off though, we are going to have a look at the absolute state of this EGR valve and have a look at all the sludge in there. It's pretty bad. Oh, it does look like I've got a black eye. Tell you what, let's level them up. There we go, that's better. Right, what a twat. Right, let's have a look for the... Where's my carb cleaner? Where's my carb cleaner? There it is. When's carb cleaner? Let's give this a blast and see all the shit that comes out. Yeah, it's safe to say that was probably kaput. Look at all the sludge that's in there. The thing is, it's going to be freaking exhaust and everything as well, isn't it? Let's see. I can't do this while holding the camera. And maybe. Wow, the shit that's come out of that. Alright, here we go. Oh, thank God for that. I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit like, oh, overnight. But basically all I'd done, so the clicking and the sparks yesterday, so the starter motor was directly underneath the EGR valve. And what I did was, I thought the isolator was on, so there was no electric current going to it. The missus had turned it off because she thought I needed power while I was doing work. So when my metal kind of socket arm basically touched the wires for the starter motor, I basically created a circuit, and the heat went straight through kind of the socket. So yeah, that was a bit, ooh dear. But no, it's fine. It was 2 seconds, 2 clicks. So yeah, it's working. So no engine lights at the moment. None at all. I'm going to try and reverse. I'm going to reverse this back. And I've got a couple of little bits to do on it. Morning, you old chugger. Give it a little bit more of a clean. You get some Jubilee clips on here. Well, I'll finish the service. Right, now that all that's fixed, I can go on to the actual service now. So, new air filter in. Right, so another job I'm going to do while I'm servicing it is to try and fix this bumper, because it's letting the side down, to be honest. Let's stave it. So Ali's dad did try and paint it, but yeah, it doesn't look too great. So gonna give it a bit of TLC. Could buy a new one, but it's 300 quid because it's such an old box. That's a 2006 Movano base. They're quite hard to find unless you go to a salvage yard. And for a 20-year-old bumper in a salvage yard, you're looking at pretty much the same condition. So I'm giving this a go. If it doesn't work, it may be that I just bite the bullet and just buy a new bumper. But yeah, this is the before. You will see the during and hopefully see the after. There we go. Bit of the during. Can tell the difference. So yeah, that's just the first pass. Gonna go and get some panel wipe, just clear off all the mud. But yeah, it's quite a good result at the minute. Have a look.
Oh wow! That looks totally different. The bumper's a different colour to the actual bonnet now.
Yeah.
It was that grey, it was matching it, wasn't it?
Yeah, done it all the way along.
Oh, that is superb.
Just need to finish it off with.
Matches the wing mirrors now.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
There's still there's a bit there. That's where the crash was, wasn't it? Or something. But
it needs a wash, doesn't it?
It does desperately need a wash, yeah. But it looks a little bit patchy at the moment. That's because it's still cooling down.
Now you've done that, is there any way we can work out? It's always had something wedged in there to keep the lighting because it broke. I don't know how or when. I think it was before I brought it, but as you can see, that's wedged in. And the light has popped out before now. And I've got these like little rusty bits on here. I don't know if you're able to patch that up or if I need to take that to someone that does paint work.
I'll have to get them to match colour, and then yeah.
Just because I don't want it rusting like that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And pop the bumper in, maybe?
Yeah, because that's sticking out a bit. Luckily it's not further than that, so I'm not going to take anyone out with it. But yeah, just make it look a lot neater, won't it? It just needs a bit of TLC.
It does.
Don't you, Mo?
It's already looking a bit better.
Oh, it is, yeah.
What was the issue with your ramp?
And my dad tried to paint my hubcaps, and so they look a bit...
Alan.
The ramp, it's got the wrong springs on it.
That should be there.
Yeah. It's like it's missing some clips on the inside, isn't it?
Yeah. That's not, yeah. I could hold it.
Can you run at 60 miles an hour?
I've never-
Holding it?
I think I'm even pushing it.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, give it a good wash as well.
I think final test drive, and yeah, we'll see how it is. But the EGR was hard work, but apart from that, wow, chuffed with the results. She is as well, obviously, you've just heard. So yeah, we'll see how it does on the final drive, and we'll see if we get any error codes from the new EGR. Shouldn't do, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully we don't get a loss of power back. So but you'll see in a minute, and then we'll wrap it up.
Oh, it's floating.
You might get a little bit of smoke, and now that the EGR's put back in,
It stayed at 60 up the hill.
yeah,
It usually drops right down.
it'll be clearing it'll clear all the shit out of it, all the sludge that sprayed all up me yesterday.
Oh, it's going to feel like a new lorry.
Yeah,
New van.
new van. Mo, you've had a makeover. So I haven't actually shown you me servicing the horse box, and it's because I'm still waiting for the oil to come and some filters. It's been a nightmare trying to find the right grade of oil, the old grade of oil for Mo. Halfords wanted £102 for Shell oil, which was the closest match. It was going to take a week to come. Autodoc had some for 68 quid, so, and it's proper GM stuff. So while I'm waiting for that to come, I thought I'd get this out so you can actually see it. And we will pick it back up in 2 weeks. In the meantime, I have to do a few bits on my car, which you'll see next week. But that saving on Autodoc actually paid for the oil filter, diesel filter, and cabin filter when I eventually find where that goes. So in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed the episode, and this is Mo's engine bay after I finish this week.